Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chicken Possible back with another Xbox Game Pass weekly quest guide. This week we're going to be working on a game called Momodora, Reverie under the Moonlight. This is worth 50 rewards points, and the objective is to earn 200 money within the game. This is a weekly quest, so it expires on July 6th, a week from today. So we'll go ahead and get that game started. And this one should download pretty quickly for you. It downloaded super fast for me, just in like a minute or two. It's sort of a 8-bit style game, so yeah, it's pretty low processing power required to show this game on the Xbox. So the good side to that is it'll download quickly. So go ahead and get the game started up. You can start an empty save slot there. Just press A to confirm, and then it will show you the different controls within the game. So you've got A to jump, X for melee attack, B to roll, and then the ranged attack. I'll show using that pretty heavily at a couple different spots. The difficulty, I would recommend switching to easy because the enemies will be easier to defeat, and we'll be able to move through quite a few different ones. If you do want to play on normal or one of the harder difficulties, one of the solutions I've seen people mention is to go ahead and just kind of go through the first set of enemies. So if you want to just keep replaying through the first few enemies over and over again, that's one way to do it. I'm going to show going through a little bit more of the first level, so we'll get to see a little bit more of the game and go through a couple of battles. Again, it's not going to be super difficult because we're playing on easy. So as you get started, just kind of get used to the controls. You can roll with the B button. We're going to do a lot of meleeing with X, and then using the right bumper to shoot the arrow. Keep in mind that your character also has a double jump, so you can do that by pressing A twice, and then you can go down through the platforms like are in the first area here by pressing down and jump. Sort of similar mechanics you may have seen in other games. And don't worry too much about the different items that you pick up. You can use those or not use those. I didn't really take advantage of them, so we're just going to use the X button here. Now these purple items that you'll see falling out of the enemies that we defeat, you'll see a couple more in just a minute. Those are the money within the game. So each time you defeat an enemy, you can get anywhere from 0 to like 3 or 4 of those little purple gemstones, or whatever they are. When you get to this first bridge, make sure you use your ranged attack there to shoot that little crystal ball across the way. That'll bring these platforms up that you can use to go across the gap. And as you get to each one of these bells, you want to make sure that you save there. Now, the girls like I just fought against there, they have shields, so you'll want to make sure you get sort of behind the shield. You can either jump over them or roll past them to get behind the shield and actually attack them. And do be careful of the red spikes, because as you can see, I died right there, and that'll take you basically back to your last checkpoint. So the last little bell, it'll take you to that spot. Now, that being said, don't worry too much about the dying in this game. The weird thing is it will actually reset your counter that you have at the upper left of how much money you've collected. So you can see mine kind of got reset just a little bit there back to the last checkpoint. But your money is counted sort of separately by Game Pass. So everyone that you collect will get counted by Game Pass, even though you might end up losing it within the game as far as the game's counter is concerned. So like I said, just don't worry too much about dying. You might want to try to avoid falling into the spikes. And if you do see a bit of money that falls into the spikes, just let it go, because if you jump down in there to try to grab it, you will get killed, and you'll get set back to that last checkpoint. So just something to be aware of. Like I said, you can actually go back through this first area and fight some of the easier enemies again if you like. That would be one way to earn the 200 money that you need. But we're going to go ahead and move on through quite a bit more of this level and defeat some other enemies to collect our last bit of 200. We should be at about 50 or so right now, counting the death that I had a couple minutes ago. So about a quarter of the way there. All right, now do make sure you drop down through that platform and collect this treasure chest. You've got to smack it a couple times, but you'll get about 20 pieces of money out of that treasure chest. Now this might be a strategy as well if you want to just like roll back to this left area, jump into the spikes, and then pick up from that last checkpoint. You can collect this chest multiple times, and you'll see I have a death a little bit later on against one of the enemies, and I actually go back and collect the chest a second time. So that's a possibility as well. All right, now when you get to the bottom of this elevator shaft, if you want to head over to the left here, there's an enemy that will drop somewhere around in the neighborhood of 15 pieces of money. So you have to hop over a couple of spike pits here. And I recommend using the ranged attack against this guy because he's got a huge club, huge spike club. So use that right bumper button and shoot some arrows at him. You will have to hop over him at least one time from what I was seeing, even on easy difficulty. But once he moves over to the far left side, you can use the little stone structure, stone stairwell over to the left to hop over his head and attack him again from the right, and then you'll be able to defeat him on that I guess third pass, you might say, or third set of ranged attacks. And I believe I got 13 pieces of money here. Your amount may vary just a little bit on that, but I actually end up fighting him a second time in this playthrough. So there you go. So there's my second death where I just kind of rolled into the spikes. So I hit retry. You can see my money went back to 27 as far as the game's concerned, but it's actually more than that as far as Game Pass is concerned. It's keeping track of every piece of money that I've collected so far. So that's great. So here's that second grab of the treasure chest I was talking about. So you might consider doing that, possibly just going back and forth, dying repeatedly and grabbing the treasure chest. That might be a quick way to do it. So at this point, you'll need to jump off of this top stone structure and shoot the crystal ball again to remove the block from the next section so you can move on through. And again, make sure you're hitting those bells and choosing to save the game, because I do believe the quest, at least for me, it unlocked here at this moment right after I had gone through a save checkpoint. So there we go. We've got our 50 Microsoft Rewards points earned, and that's going to do it for this Momodora quest. I'm going to have more guides coming out for the Final Fantasy quest for this week. And I'll also continue with my Gardens Between series where we earn a weekly achievement in Game Pass and get that weekly quest completed as well. So I hope that was helpful, and stay tuned for more guides, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found that video helpful, please be sure to click the subscribe button on YouTube and hit that bell for notifications. You can also find links in the description for other social media links of mine. Stay tuned for more Microsoft Rewards and achievement guides, and I'll see you in the next one.